Pre-orders are super powerful for improving your cash flow and boosting demand. However, the real question is, how do you adopt them as a business? How do you fit them into your day-to-day? Which method is right for your store? Should you list products for pre-order manually? Can you automate it? And when does automating it actually make sense for your store? I'm Ollie from PreProduct, and today we'll cover 5 different ways of listing pre-orders, each with our own strengths, trade-offs. Today we'll use PreProduct as the Shopify pre-order app. Let's jump in. So I'm on a Shopify test store, and this is the product we're going to list for pre-order 5 different ways. So if I hop into the Shopify admin, I'm using PreProduct today, but other apps have some of these methods and potentially other methods of listing products for pre-order as well. Number 1, listing a product for pre-order manually. So I'm just in PreProduct and I'm going to click new listing. I'm going to search for the products we want to list. From here, I can set all my preferences on for product. So maybe we're shipping in December 2026. I want to take a deposit. I want that to be £10 or $10 US. And you can see we've got lots of different options down here, listing products one by one. You get all the different settings exposed to you. So I'll click create listing. And we can see that's been generated here. We're shipping December 2026. It's a deposit upfront listing. I can see that all the variants are on pre-order, $20.81 deposit for this t-shirt today. We get a little bit of information and we can click pre-order. So that's the manual listing. All of these different details are exposed to us straight away. So we've got every different feature of this pre-order app out of the gate. So that's the advantage of listing products one by one. More control, but it's slow to do. Number 2 is bulk listing products for pre-order. So again, I'm going to click new listing, and down here we can see bulk manage listings. So I'm going to click there. And from here, again, I can search my products, but I can select more than one. It's not bound to a single product. So I could select these if I wanted to, for example. And then down here, I've got my settings. So just like before, but you'll notice we don't have max limits. We don't have variant level controls, although we can make use of these templates. So we could create a template in PreProduct and then have that template applied to all the different products that we list here. So that's one advantage. And then if we click create listings, these get listed straight away. So what we've done there is we've made the process faster to list multiple products, but we've also done that at the expense of a couple of features like the variant limits, having certain variants on pre-order, certain variants not on pre-order. But yeah, we've had a big productivity gain. It's as fast to list 100 products as it is to list one product. Number 3 is the listing manager automation. So I mentioned templates a moment ago, and that's how this automation knows how you want your pre-orders set up and how you want to pre-sell. So what we're going to do is we're going to click new template. We are going to apply it conditionally. Let's say the tags include YouTube demo. Cool. We'll create that template. And now you just saw we're going to set up our preferences. So again, let's do December 2026. Let's ask for a deposit. Let's just ask for, yeah, cool. So that's part 1 done. We've got our template and we know it's going to kick in any of the listing methods I'll talk today. There's a Shopify tag of YouTube demo on the product. Now let's turn on the automation. Cool. So PreProduct can create and finish pre-order listings for you as variants go in and out of stock. The automation relies on conditionally applied templates to dictate settings. So that's exactly what's going to happen. So if we hop into Shopify product admin, and I believe the tag I put in the template was YouTube demo. Cool. Save. Great. And we go back in here. Yep, it was YouTube demo. Into the PreProduct admin and refresh it. And we can see oversized t-shirt has popped up there. It's got about December 2026 and it should be a £1 deposit. Cool. And we can see it's synced with templates. So that's worked, which is nice. And then if we go down here, we should only have some variants on pre-order. And that's worked as well. So we can see we've got green, for those out of stock variants, but then when a variant is in stock, there is positive inventory in Shopify, it hasn't listed it. And this will work vice versa as well. So if this variant had stock added to it in Shopify, it would go off pre-order and start selling as a regular buy now. We can see it goes to add to cart and buy now. So that's a listing manager automation. It's really good for automating many listings. This will work with tens of thousands of different products. It just requires a little bit of setup, as you've seen, but not too much. And it requires you to set up these templates. And we suggest having a couple different ones, potentially one per stock delivery. Something like that works quite well. So that's the listing manager automation. Number 4 is using Shopify Flow with PreProduct native Shopify Flow integration. Listing for the oversized t-shirt, and we're back to normal again. We're back to sold out. So what we're going to do is hop into Shopify Flow. I think we're going to, let's use a meta field because that's something that the listing manager can't do. So we view all meta fields from Shopify Product Admin. View definitions, add definition, YouTube demo, YouTube video, and then type, we'll call it a true or false. So let's click save. We're going to say true and great. So now that's our setup. So we can go into Shopify Flow and create a workflow. So what I want to do is I want to list any product that has this Shopify meta field YouTube demo. And then again, I want to only list variants which are out of stock. So I've just opened a Shopify Flow admin and we've got these handy things called template, different kind of template. So this is a Shopify Flow template. And if you search for PreProduct in this apps section, we've actually put together loads of different Shopify Flow templates that you can just use out the box. This one being the one we want to use today. So toggle pre-order based on inventory and meta field. Let's say install, toggle pre-order based on inventory and meta field. Let's say YouTube. And what happens here is if the product's variant inventory is changed in any way, we check to see if the product has this certain meta field, which we're about to change. If it does, we'll do one thing, and if it doesn't, we'll do another thing. Namely, we'll put that variant on pre-order or take it off pre-order. And if that product doesn't have a listing, create that listing before putting the variant on pre-order. So let's come along to here, and you can see it's asking us to get rid of this meta field because that doesn't exist in our store. So I'll get rid of that, and we'll add the criteria of product meta fields. So let's meta field YouTube demo. Here we go. So it's there, and we'll say if it's true, then it gets a chance to continue. So there's actually just one tweak we need to do here. So over here, we've checked if the variant is on pre-order. If the result's true, we go and do something. Down here, if it's not on pre-order, we have a check. So if it's true and it does have a pre-order listing, then we're going to drag true to put the variant on pre-order. And if there isn't one, we're just going to create the listing for the first time. Cool. Apply changes. Let's jump in and make a change to one of these variants for the oversized t-shirt, and we should see it get listed. And you can see I already had a couple of runs and I actually I messed up a step. So that's going to be something I mention on the pros and cons of this, just the complexity of these flows. Even if it's not in code, it really can. It's full systems thinking. So you open yourself to edge cases and bugs. And they're very powerful, but it's just something you need to be aware of before going in. Using something like the listing manager is a lot less flexible than Flow. It's more plug and play, and you can kind of enable it knowing that you haven't introduced bugs or some kind of dangerous behavior to your store processes. Okay, so yep, let's go into here and let's change one of these t-shirt to go from 1 to -1, and that's a small longest. And then Flow should start showing us workflow up straight away. Yep. So in progress. Yeah, completed. Nice. So we did a check, and we asked this variant on pre-order, and we saw that it's not. And then we asked, well, is the product on pre-order? Is there a listing? And then we did a check and we found no, it's not. So we actually created the listing and we just passed in a specific variant, which is this small longest. So if we go into pre-product, cool, we can see there was a listing created, but it should just be for that one variant. Even if other variants are out of stock, we've only triggered that workflow for this variant so far, although it could be triggered for all of these in short succession. So green small longest, and let's make sure reflecting that green small longest on pre-order, cool. And let's just do the opposite quickly. Take listing variant off pre-order because it shouldn't be anymore, and I believe it would have finished for listing too because that was the only variant on pre-order. So if we go here and refresh, cool. So that's Shopify Flow. You probably picked up on there's a bit of complexity there, but just so powerful because you have access to PreProduct API for all your pre-order kind of functions and information, but you just have a whole of Shopify as well. So you can do things with meta fields and stuff that just wouldn't be performant in an app which isn't running on Shopify's infrastructure. And the last automation is potentially the most powerful, but I'm not going to go into it too much because it is PreProduct API. So just talking to your pre-order apps API specifically. So in this case, if we go to our site and get about API docs, as a programmer, you can do all those actions that we were doing in Flow, but you can do them from anywhere you'd like. So you can check if a product variant's on pre-order, you can get listing information, you can finish listings, you can trigger charges. But yeah, for this video, create that new listing and you would just need to know the Shopify product ID and you type that in there and the authorization key, which I will rotate. This video is finished, but let me show you where that is. So bottom of the setup screen down here. So you can copy and paste that and then you can talk to our servers programmatically, and maybe you talk to Shopify as well. Maybe you talk to your warehouse software, your ERP. So that is the most powerful, is just going full programmatic and talking to APIs without any app interface in between. So that was 5 different ways to list products for pre-order on Shopify. In terms of what I'd recommend, I always think you should start listing products manually. So that first option we looked at, because you get the most control and it's kind of the least amount that can go wrong. And then you can move to maybe the listing manager automation. If you think, oh, this is good, but I need a little bit more sophisticated behavior, I think moving to Shopify Flow then makes sense. Try and do things manually at first and then automate it once you're comfortable. And then you've got different levels of automation depending on how sophisticated you want to get. And of course, I need to mention pre-products. So that was the app we were using this video. We do have commission only plan. So if you don't make any revenue with pre-orders, we won't charge you anything. Other than that, I hope this video was helpful and I'd love a like or subscribe. Thanks.